Yo, LMA is here. Cruz Show, Rio 92.3, LA's new home for hip-hop. LMA, wow.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
I'm excited to be back.
What's up with you, man? What you been up to, huh?
Just making an album. That's all. That's really all I've been doing.
Sophomore project, huh? You put your heart into this big time.
Mm-hmm. I really did.
I read a tweet.
Heart on my sleeve, heart on my sleeve, out on Friday. What goes into making a project, into making an album for you? Is it a lot of work? Is it easy breezy? Is it a collective of people getting it done with you?
It's definitely not easy breezy. Some days are easier than others, but it's definitely not easy breezy. It takes a whole, like they say, it takes a whole village to like raise a child. It literally takes a whole village to make an album. Like there's so many different people that are involved. So to say like it's just me would be so unfair. There's so many producers, so many writers, even just my team who'd get all the like logistic stuff done. Like to create an actual album,
clearing and all of that. Sure.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then just also like just emotionally putting your all into something, which I'm sure it's like with every other career.
Sure.
But yeah, it's a lot of work. It's hard, but it's enjoyable. So
do you ever feel toxic enough to say, guys, I want to start over? Is that all right?
Oh, all the time. And everyone will look at me like there's absolutely no way. Like we put way too much. We put way too much effort into this.
30 songs in. Are you insane?
I made 80 songs this 80 this album
80
process.
songs this time around. And
Let
then
me get a throwaway.
You got to chop it down.
To 15.
That's a process. Yeah. Is that a process that could make you cry or make you feel a way?
Yeah. It was definitely a tough process because I like for everyone to be involved. So like we all sat down, had a whiteboard and like went through everything. And there were a couple favorites that everyone kind of had from the beginning. So we were kind of sure of those ones. But all of the other ones we weren't that sure on because everybody had different favorites. So then it can get pretty tense in the room because there's disagreements and whatever else. But I think that's the best way. And as an artist, I feel like you're so attached to everything you do. So it's
attached.
Yeah, you're sensitive when if you make something that you love and someone on your team, especially, because I think those are the really important opinions. They don't like it. It's like,
so if they don't like a song, it's like calling your baby ugly.
Yeah.
Right.
You ugly child.
Like, yo, you just called my baby ugly, dog.
That was funny. I wasn't expecting that.
Can babies be ugly?
Listen, I'm not here to talk about anyone's children.
People are making babies to your music.
True.
That's it.
True.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. Any baby that's made to my music is beautiful. Beautiful.
I got 3 on the way.
Congratulations.
Have you ever had a fan walk up to you like, I named my child after you?
You know what? I did, actually. I had one lady tell me that she named her child after me, which was really sweet. And then I've had a couple people tell me that they've named their dogs after me. Yeah, and people are always like, I don't know if that's a compliment, but I take it as a compliment because I named my dog after someone that I admire. So like,
really?
What's your dog's name?
Thierry, after Thierry Henry. He's a soccer player.
Francis.
Yeah, so he's a French bulldog, so it makes sense.
It makes sense.
That does make
sense.
sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, a dog. It's like those are people's children as well.
Yeah, it's the same thing. So I don't know why people get offended, but I appreciate it.
Yeah. How about the title of the album? Is it tough to narrow down the title of the album? Is there multiple titles? Do you walk into an album?
Where you at?
It's not here right now. It's closed. The shop is closed right now.
Well, the person with their heart on with their heart in their sleeve is that person is very dangerous in a way where you don't want to hurt this person because they show you emotion and they show you how much they care. And the second you hurt a person like that, it's not good for either person.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I've been having a lot of conversations with my friends and just with people about like emotional intelligence, right? And I think there's a lot of things that seem, especially in this social media age, like I guess it seems cool to be like a heartbreaker or like to hurt someone's feelings, but I'm like the complete opposite. Like I understand that everything is not always going to be roses and daisies and be happy in a relationship, or even if it's not a romantic relationship, if it's family, if it's friends, everything happens in moments. But I think if you're committing to something and you're, like you and another person have an agreement, I think you should just a known thing that you wear your heart on your sleeve. I think it's unfair to do otherwise. And I understand why people don't, because you don't want to get hurt. But if you don't give your all to something, then what is the actual point of doing it? Do you get what I mean? So,
but there's so many people walking this earth scared to give everything they
have.
And
I understand why. Yeah, I completely understand why. Like, I'm not going to say I'm not ever scared. I definitely was scared. And I think the album will take you through those emotions 100%. But I also, I think I read something the other day about the fact that there's a lot of areas in life that you'll do something and you'll make a mistake and you'll say, you know what, I'm never going to do that again. I've learned from my mistake. But love is kind of the one area that you always go back to and still want to try again, even if you've had so many opportunities of it going really, really bad.
Sure.
And I think there's something beautiful in that, because at the end of the day, we're human, and all we all want, whether it's romantic, like I said, or family or whatever. We all want companionship and love, and why not? What do we really have to lose? Like, if you really, really ask yourself.
Yeah. Some people, don't know what they have to lose, but they know they don't want to lose it.
I get it, and I like to be. I like to say I'm a glass half full type of person, but in every situation, I'm not always a glass half full. But I do like to be optimistic. So yeah.
You know, R&B has changed. You know, it's forever changing. I guess R&B music, right? Is it big in the UK?
It's there.
It's there, but it's not necessarily like a main pick, I guess.
There's a lot of us doing it, definitely.
Sure.
Like, there's a lot of great R&B music coming out of the UK, male and female. It's just not mainstream at all.
Why do you think that is?
I think the industry in England has always been very pop ruled, and I think that's all industries over here too. But I think England is like, it's a lot smaller than the United States, and there's not. I don't feel like there's as much reach. And I think what they see as marketable over there is pop, because it's always been that way. So I think it's really kind of about like breaking down barriers and kind of going against the grain. Of course. Yeah. Whereas they're, everyone's so used to just going with the grain because that's what works. Why would we change it if it works? But I do feel like we're getting somewhere. There's like a few steps being made, and I think artists that are proving that there's definitely a market for it. It's just about kind of continuing to do that and trying to break down all these walls. Yeah.
Now there's beautiful R&B music, and then there's real nasty R&B music, right?
What side of the spectrum are you?
I'm on the beautiful side. It's early in the morning. Let's keep it PG. I'm on the beautiful side.
Nah, this will run later this afternoon. So don't
Have
worry
you ever
about
made
it.
any record where, like, you know what, this might be too explicit?
Too explicit? No. I'm the type of artist, I like to write with a little bit of wit. Like, I'm not gonna just completely just put something out online and it's word for it's like, you can take it this way, but you could also take it in a different way, so I'm gonna leave it up to your interpretation.
Yeah,
like every movie you watched growing up, you didn't understand it. Then you got older, and that's what it meant.
Well,
the like Disney rap songs when we grew up listening to like Snoop and them,
right?
And, ain't no fun, and you're rapping along, you don't know what you're singing, and you grow up and you're like, what the fuck?
You know what's so funny? I remember Work It by Missy Elliott, and I loved that song. I love that song. Had no clue no clue what I was talking about. I remember one time my mum was like I was like singing and rapping along to it, and my mum was like, hold on a second, you can't sing this. And I never understood why until obviously I got older, and I was like, wow, I was actually wild that I was I was singing this.
Can you work it?
It's a word. Twerking at 6, homie.
Popping it at 6. No. That just sounds terrible. Delete that part of the interview.
Yeah, please.
Delete it before the cops are called. Yo, how do you like J. Cole's accent in London?
Oh.
With Bia.
Cole can do no wrong in my eyes. He actually can do absolutely no wrong. I think he hit the nail on the head. I wasn't mad at it. Yeah, I think he did pretty well.
Whose accent is? Well, Drake does one too, right?
Drake does. I don't know if it's a British accent.
I think Nicki does the best.
Nicki's is good. English. She
accent.
does.
Adele.
Adele. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Nicki did. I saw that one when Nicki did Adele's accent, and she was pretty good. But I know Nicki like went to performing art school and stuff, so I feel like it's easy for her to embody different types of characters.
Yes. Because sometimes people do the accent. It's like, baby, please.
It's a lot of people that do that, but it's always fun to hear. I had somebody the other day, like I can't even remember what they said, and was like, "Was that good?" And I was like, "No, no, it wasn't." But I appreciate the effort.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Let me hear you guys do it.
All right. Well, give me a sentence.
Yeah, give us a sentence.
You have music out, don't you? No, see, I don't know. See how bad that is?
I don't know what that was.
Okay, you go.
Excuse my friend. Well, give me a word. Give me a phrase. I can repeat it like the sound.
Okay, say, my computer is orange.
My computer is orange.
Huh?
My computer is orange.
Wait, say it again.
My computer is
Mi
orange.
computadora
now you're saying it Americanized a little bit. No.
My computer is orange.
My computer. See, you guys don't pronounce the T. My computer.
Sometimes we do. Sometimes we don't.
My computer is orange. My computer is orange.
Sometimes we'll say computer. Sometimes we'll say computer.
It's
sometimes
Tuesday,
say butter.
It's Tuesday, isn't it? It's Tuesday, isn't it?
That was like from like the Victorian times when people used to speak about.
That's a Harry Potter.
What's a modern lingo? Some modern UK lingo.
Some modern UK lingo.
Because we're outdated, clearly.
Some UK like curse words.
Curse words?
No, just slang. Just slang.
Okay, so if something is like, is like rude or like just uncalled for, you'll say it's a big violation.
Oh, that's a big violation.
It's a big violation.
I know rubbish.
Big vio.
Rubbish is
rubbish. Yeah, that's a bad word.
Bullocks is a bad word?
Yeah.
Oh,
we don't repeat that, fool.
Bullocks.
No, stop saying
Harry
it.
Potter. I got that from Harry Potter. You know
Is that in Harry Potter?
I believe so. Yeah, they say bullocks.
Oh.
I believe so.
Oh, they probably do actually. You're right. You're right.
So that's That's a violation. What
that's
else?
a violation.
It's a big bio. What else? I don't even know. You can help
Well, let's
me.
teach you some Spanish.
Patent. Oh yeah.
What is it?
So patent. So like
okay.
if something is sorted out and you don't have to worry about it, you'll say, okay, yeah, I patent that, or like it's patent.
Oh, patent.
I like that one.
So legally, it's I fixed it.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah.
Especially if you're an entrepreneur, like that's a good word to use.
Yeah, that is
That's
a
it.
good word to use.
Teacher, heart on my sleeve.
Okay. Oh, corazón
Corazón.
Corazón
en mi
en mi
manga.
manga. Corazón en mi manga.
Heart on my sleeve.
Woo!
Prima!
Yeah.
You're invited to the cookouts.
Thank you.
You're
Thank
invited to
you.
the aside. Now teach you some curse words. This is always
No,
fun.
no.
Please, bro. This is
Okay,
always
what
fun.
curse words do you want me to teach you? And I need her consent. I can't.
I don't want to.
You're not touching her. You don't need
But
her consent.
regardless, fool, it's her image. I don't want to ruin it.
She's
you know what I'm
fine.
saying?
No, I mean it's fine.
Yeah, okay,
teach me.
cool.
Tell me how to say bad bitch.
Ah,
Oh, this is touchy. Because what word are you going to use, Leche? For
that's what I'm saying.
Is that different?
Well, you could say puta, but that also
No,
is
no.
like
That's the
whore.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
So
We
you
don't
wanna
we don't want that.
We don't want you walking around in LA telling people you're a puta.
That's definitely not.
That's the wrong thing.
That's
to
the
do.
wrong thing.
That's
to
the
do.
wrong one.
It's the wrong
So what's
one.
the nicer version of it?
I'm trying to think of it because, man,
Yours-
I'm a red flag,
Mera,
so I don't really know how to say a nice way, you know?
He said I'm a red flag.
So I'm trying to think about the appropriate...
I've never
Yo
heard
soy.
anyone
How
say
about
that.
this? Yo soy.
I'm scared to repeat it because I don't know what you lot are going to make me
I
say.
promise. Yeah. Yo soy
Yo soy
chingona.
chingona.
I'm a badass woman. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
that's
saying?
Period.
a good one.
Period. Yo
Period.
soy
How do you say
chingona.
period?
Punto.
That sounds like
No,
Punto.
The N is silent a little bit. Punto.
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 Yeah.
Period.
Okay.
Yeah. Not puta.
No.
Puta
Or
something
puto.
else.
I'm like, I don't know what you guys have me up here saying right now. I could be saying anything.
No, we wouldn't play you. We wouldn't play you.
You just said you were going to kill the president of the United States of America.
No.
Yo, speaking of like people in power, when the rumor of the queen being dead or died,
Lord.
how was that? Like, how did you react to
Did
it?
your
Or
heart sink?
what was the weather like out in the UK?
I wasn't actually in the UK at the time, so I don't know what the weather was like at that point. But you know, that's the bad thing about the internet. Like, it's great in ways that we can get great information and get stuff fast, but sometimes it's just misinformation that gets given out just as fast, and then everyone like goes into a frenzy and it's not even true. So I just remember being like, ooh, I don't like, because I didn't know whether it was true or not. But I mean, they retracted their statement pretty quickly, and I feel like England kind of came to her defense very quickly too. So
Real quick.
They stepped up. They stepped up. They don't play.
They don't. They do not play. Our national anthem is "God Save the Queen."
For real.
Yeah.
For real.
How about going back to the internet having misinformation? What's like the biggest lie you've read about yourself on the internet?
The biggest lie that I've heard about myself. You know what? I literally just said this the other day too. I don't Google myself. So I'm very funny with social media. I try and stay off of it as much as I can because I just feel like the internet is literally the wild, wild west.
Toxic.
You never ever know what you're going to get.
It's deep, deep sea, man. You don't know what's in there.
What's the biggest lie I've heard about myself? That I put on, because I used to live in New York. I went to high school in New York. And I think a lot of people when I was in New York didn't realize I was English, because when you move somewhere under the age of 13, they say you can get the accent really quickly. So when I lived in New York, I didn't really have much of an English accent. You're young, you're impressionable. And I actually do remember seeing something online that someone said I was making up that I was from England, and like I'm putting on my voice. And I was just like, do you want to see my passport? Like I'm actually English. But I haven't, I don't really, genuinely, I don't even look, because I just don't. I don't want to even delve into that.
Is the UK claiming 21? Has he got in his passport?
Well, see, in the same respect that I just said, I moved to New York under the age of 13.
Same with
Same
him.
with
Right?
him. He moved to Atlanta very early, so I can understand why he would feel like
You
Atlanta
become a
is
product
home.
of that of your environment.
Yeah,
real
100%.
quick.
And I moved back to England at 17, so that's the reason I feel like I've always been kind of like transatlantic. But he's
That's
obviously
so
spent.
cool.
And the accent kind of fades away as you grow if you move, but you can also pick it up pretty easy as well, right?
Yeah, depending on who you're speaking to. So like I know sometimes when I speak to my friends who are from New York, like I'm sure there's like a little bit of a twang. Whereas if I speak to my mom or my friends from England, I'll sound completely English.
It's heavy.
But even so, there's even like if you was to speak to someone that just came from England yesterday, I think you would probably feel like their accent is way thicker than mine. Because I've been in America for almost the same amount of time that I was in England.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I've never been.
You should go.
I want to.
Yeah, I want to go. Garcia, you've been up there, right? Yeah, man.
What'd you think?
Absolutely loved it.
What do you recommend to do?
Yo,
Two brown kids from
hold
LA.
on. But it can get a little hood out there, too.
Oh,
right?
they don't play.
I mean, yeah,
they be
there's
snatching things.
There's hoods everywhere.
Yeah, no, for real, man. When I was dating this Puerto Rican girl, she got jumped out there. Her and her brother got jumped out there.
What happened?
I don't know. They were walking and they got chased and then ended up getting jumped.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Were you there?
Yeah, I was. No, I'm kidding.
What was the weather like?
No, it gets real. It's like, you know, I think just in terms of anywhere in the world, there's always there's hoods everywhere, I think. And I'm like, when I first moved to New York, I lived in Jamaica, Queens, which was like, I'm not from the best place in England, but when I moved to Jamaica, Queens, it was definitely like a little bit of a culture shock for me.
100%.
But I had family there, so I lived there. And I went to IS-59, which is like a middle school, but I only went for 1 year. And it was just the complete opposite of what I was used to in England in school. So that kind of, I couldn't really understand what it was at the time because I was 12, 13. But looking back on it now, I definitely understand like what it did for me as a person, though, because it builds character.
Yeah.
And I was able to get kind of like both sides of the spectrum. So I'm appreciative of that. But needless to say, yeah, there are hoods in England and it can get real if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, for sure.
Yeah. Just like out here, just like anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, you just got to be careful. And treat people with respect.
100%. I mean, sometimes it's unprovoked. Some people just, there's people in this world that just kind of go out and look for trouble.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
See, that's what I said when my ex-girl got jumped. I said, "You sure your brother wasn't talking shit? Because Robert talks shit."
Would you tell this story the same way if she was still your girlfriend? That's
Absolutely.
the real question.
Yes, I would.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
And I believe him. And I just told you, like, it's our relationship's a little rocky. I believe him, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I believe you too.
I better chill because I just got in trouble with my lady because I didn't tell her that there was a
Oh, this is good.
I kept calling it a dinner date, but it's a business dinner with another woman who's flying down specifically to sit down with me.
She's flying
and
out.
for whatever reason, I couldn't
Did
tell.
you fly her out or
That's
did she
what
fly
I
herself out?
Listen, she's flying
asked.
from New York to the Bay,
I would
and
have-
then she's catching a Spirit flight to L.A. $30 quick flight.
That's an Uber.
I did
No
not pay for
luggage.
it. I did not
No
pay for it.
luggage.
No, I'm not flying out a woman. I have a woman. I can't be flying out women.
100%.
You know what
I'm
I'm
glad.
saying?
I'm glad you know that.
But I could, for whatever reason, I couldn't. I don't know if I was scared. I don't think I was scared to tell my wife, but I was kind of reluctant to tell her. So I ended up telling her on the radio, and that wasn't actually.
Why would you do
wasn't the best.
I was
that?
like, I'm just mad you can't talk to me in private, like have the trust in me. And it was pretty bad
How long-
she was screaming at you on the air.
Yeah.
How long have you been married for?
Well, that's a whole nother thing.
He's been engaged for 16 years.
We've not 16 years.
Okay, well, this conversation is definitely not constructive to that either. So
It's
let's
a
just
really
change it
tough
because
conversation.
she's gonna be mad at you again,
been
and I don't want to be.
Two kids in.
I don't want to be a
Been
part of
together
that.
for 18 years. Been engaged for a little over 10 years. We have 2 kids. We got a dog. Got a whole situation going on.
Okay, well, I don't want to be a part of her yelling at you again. So
Can we get her on the phone really quick so you could just tell her how
you
how
can
much,
if you want to.
how much I'm a great guy? And, yo, listen, heart on my sleeve, man. During the process, right? Who was stopping by? Who was stopping by to to give you an ear?
Funnily enough, when I'm in my recording process, I like to have the least amount of people at the studio as possible. Like I'm definitely not like, I know some people are in the studio and it's like a party. I can't focus like that. It has to be like me and whoever's working in the
candle.
room.
Yeah.
Yeah, like just good vibes. So I didn't really have anyone kind of stopping through other than obviously Mustard, but me and Mustard use the same studio, so he would be there anyway. I didn't really have anyone until it was complete, and then we were kind of going through stuff and then started playing stuff for people. But I'm also like, they have this thing called demo-itis, like that artists use, and it's like when you record something and you get so used to the way it sounds, and it might not be finished, but then you have to re-record it, but you still like the way that that it sounded before. And I don't like to play anybody demos. Like I only want to play somebody the finished product.
Right.
But sometimes if something sounds really good as a demo, like my label might want to play it, or like Mustard might want to play it for someone, and I'm like, please, no, do not play the demo. Like, let me do it properly. So I definitely am like,
Oh, you're a perfectionist.
yeah, I am. It's really bad, but I try and have like a controlled environment so I can control what I
that's a
play
toxic
when
trait.
I
It's
do.
mine
I
too.
keep hearing the
Yeah.
word control. Is that a toxic trait? Is this?
Yeah, I'm a Scorpio. And I think this is something
I'm a
that
Libra.
we struggle with.
I don't know what that means, but I'm a Libra.
Libras definitely have control. Yeah.
You know, I think
I'm
that's
an
my
Aries.
toxic trait.
What's an Aries?
I'm surprised you don't have control issues either.
I do have a little bit. Yeah.
To be fair,
some of that.
I
But
feel
have
like-
no problem, giving control to someone.
Yeah, no, I think especially with star signs, it's complicated because everyone just kind of goes off of your sun or your moon sign, and there's so many more different intricacies like to it that make up who you are as a person. I know people say like to say that you're controlling as a Libra, but I'm also controlling as a Scorpio. So then what like differentiates us as signs? But there's just so much more in like, when you were born, where the planets were, like it's very, very complex. But I definitely do have control issues.
That's right.
Something that I'm trying to work
it's
on.
crazy you say that. Like you like to walk into a situation knowing that you know what the possible outcomes and you can control. Like
She likes to know the ending.
it's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like to be surprised. I'm not like
neither.
I'm not a
Me neither.
spontaneous
I'm not a
person
big
at all.
surprise
Yeah.
person. Yeah. My wife, fiance, she hates it. She can't.
You're
surprise
doing
me.
yourself no favors.
Yeah, I hate surprises. Must be because I'm a product of an affair, and that was a big surprise.
He was a big product of
I'm
an
saying
affair.
surprise.
Yeah.
Your dad got a family. Like
Oh my god!
big surprise.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, we're a little nuts. We're a little nuts. Yo,
We're cuckoo.
listen, Heart on My Sleeve, man, out Friday. Fire Music once again. Another
Thank
offering
you.
from LMA, and you never disappoint, man.
Thank
we
you.
salute you. We love your energy.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome here. You have a home here, Real 92.3.
I'll be back, and
I got
I'll be
one more
speaking.
question.
Okay, go on.
It's my go-to question. What was the most memorable session of the project, and for what reason?
Oh, there's
She
a
was by
bunch.
herself.
That's that's a hard
It could be
question.
the hard drive took a poop, or like the microphone stopped recording halfway. It could be something.
My most memorable session of this.
Sometimes you're recording songs and emotion flows out of you that you weren't necessarily prepared for. I
Yeah,
guess.
I think maybe I have a song on the album called Hide. It's a ballad. It's really, really like vulnerable and emotional, and it made me cry like at the end of it. So that was probably not the answer that you were looking for.
No,
Probably,
that's
it's
good.
sad.
But now, for the fans, they need
Yeah.
to hear this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
you know?
no, I think I definitely kind of tried to dig a little bit deeper on this project and give a little bit more of myself because I know everyone's always like, we don't really know much about you. So I definitely am a lot more vulnerable and just kind of just more sure of myself and as an artist and what I want to say and what I want to sound like.
Yeah,
so.
people out there feeling certain emotions and living a certain way, and they want to feel connected to people, and people want to know that that other people are going through that as well.
Yeah, and I completely get it. Like as scary as it is, I'm a fan first, so I know what it feels like to want to feel connected to artists that I love. So I felt like it would be doing myself, but also my fans a disservice to not be able to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. When you saw Beyonce, did you melt?
Oh my God, did I?
How?
No.
She smelled like vanilla.
Literally, I
That's
couldn't
the
even
rumor
tell
that
you.
she smells
That's
like
the
vanilla.
rumor that she smells like
I
vanilla.
don't know. I didn't even know what was going. I couldn't tell you anything other than the fact that I was just so taken back. Like it was literally like an angel walked in the room.
what I
Like
used to get,
everyone,
like an aura,
yeah, and
and she
everyone just
floats.
stops and it's just like, ah. Like literally, it's just she's incredible. And I actually got to meet her at the Rock. I saw her at the Rock Nation brunch one year, but like just saw her and watched from a distance. I was like way too scared. And then
Did you
I
grab a
met
video
her.
like on like something?
No, I'm not even. I'm just like I've seen it for my eyes, and that's good enough for me.
Yeah.
And then I actually met her at another Rock Nation brunch, and she was so sweet to me, and she just said like congratulations, and she's really proud of me, and she was just she's like everything she seems to be. Like I always love when you meet someone and exactly who you thought they were, they are.
Yeah.
So
they say don't meet your heroes because they'll break your heart.
well, I always say I've had great. I hope I'm not jinxing it or speaking too soon, but everybody that I grew up like looking up to and still look up to now, I've had amazing experiences with them.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So
yeah,
this must have been really good for you.
Yeah, amazing.
We didn't disappoint you. We didn't disappoint you.
Not
Great
at all.
work.
Not at all.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I didn't disappoint you because I know you wanted to meet me for a very long time.
A very
so thank
long
you so much.
time.
Yo, hey, Heart on My Sleeve, man. May 6th, man. All streaming platforms.
Yo, check out more of our YouTube interviews now, ASAP+. Download the free iHeartRadio app so you can check out the Cruz Show podcast.